What we have forgotten is to give back sometimes. We think that exchanging money or paying a bill with a plastic card somehow makes us even in this exchange. But here today, we're going to share the knowledges from both the natural world way, from the viewpoint of the indigenous peoples, from the viewpoint of the scientists, from the viewpoint of the lawmakers, from your heart, from your spirit, to those spirits around you. We're going to share these knowledges of what are those rights of nature. And you should know, aren't you part of her?
One of the interesting things about what's happening at the moment is there's been a terrible vacuum of leadership at the international level. We can see year after year there are conferences of the parties and they don't produce the kind of strong agreements that we need to deal with the problems. So what's happening now is we're tired of lobbying and going cap in hand to governments and asking them please to change. That is not a terrain in which we're strong. The corporate lobbyists are much stronger on that terrain. They've got much more money and much more lobbyists. What we're saying is if the governments have failed us, which they have, we are going to take our future into our own hands and begin building what we believe we need right now.
And we really started with four main principles to balance the situation of the ecological tipping points we're in and how do we also change the current paradigms we're in. And so we focused our organization on the rights of women, the rights of indigenous peoples, the rights of nature, and the rights of future generations. And we see these are really the voices that have been silenced over a long period of time through the constructs that we're operating in now in society, looking at patriarchy, colonialization, capitalism, and really an imperialistic point of view. And we think that there needs to be a big disruption to these systems.
We got to hold them accountable. And what is the mechanism to do that? That mechanism is actually the Universal Declaration on the Rights of Mother Earth.
What we're looking at with the Tribunal is showing people that there is a new system of law that we can be operating under in which we are living in understanding that we're part and particle of nature. And right now we're seeing nature as property, and this means that we're in the old paradigm of humans having dominion over nature. And as long as we see ourselves as above nature versus as being part of nature, we're not going to be living in healthy ecosystems for ourselves or future generations. And we really need to understand that Mother Earth is alive.
The kind of testimony that we're looking for is factual, empirical, historical, and contemporary information, data, experience, concrete information so that we can come to an assessment of the extent to which the rights of nature have been violated and indeed how moves towards ecocide have been committed, actions that in fact threaten life on Earth and threaten nature broadly.
The Earth Defenders' jobs are to lead the evidence and to show why these are violations of universal principles, the universal rights enshrined in the Declaration. They may also be violations of human rights and indigenous peoples' rights, etc. And the real reason is to drive towards a conclusion which is not about punishing people. It's about now we understand the problem, what needs to be done to put it right.
She is alive. She is not dead. She has spirit. That's what we recognize. And that's why this movement for the recognition and building of an earth jurisprudence is very important as a new paradigm from the legal property rights regime to earth jurisprudence system that values, that respects, that builds an ethical system and a legal framework for society to start to take into consideration the rights of nature.
Humanity and all beings are all interconnected. The lack of understanding or focus on the fact that we are interdependent is what is leading mankind to the brink. And this has to be stopped, and this is what Yes to Life is all about, that we are all interconnected.
You haven't forgotten, have you? And if you did, remember now. Remember this second. Feel her inside you. Let the energy of the earth come through you, through every portion of you. For she belongs to you and you belong to her.